Hello everybody and welcome to WhatCulture Gaming with me, Ash Millman, and he, Josh Brown.
Hello.
Woo, how are you today? How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much.
Good, and we're here to bring you some lovely, delicious news, and it's about the PlayStation 5 and its things that might be happening with it and when it's revealed, but most importantly, Sony and PlayStation aren't coming to E3, and that's how it all links together. There's a big bunch of news right there. We're going to go into it right now. Josh, please,
Come on.
unravel my knotted news knot.
Okay, I'm going to try. I'm not very good at knots, but I'll try my best. Yes, Sony aren't going to E3 2020 for the second time in 2 years. They obviously didn't show up last year either, and I think a lot of us just kind of thought that was a one-off because they were gearing up for the PlayStation 5's, official announcement, and they only had a couple of games that they'd showed off quite often before, like Days Gone, and like The Last of Us Part 2, and like Death Stranding, and like Ghost of Tsushima. But no, they are sitting out this year's as well, and they released a statement to gamesindustry.biz, and I quote, "After thorough evaluation, SIE has decided not to participate in E3 2020. We have great respect for the ESA as an organisation, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year. We will build upon our global events strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favourite content. We have a fantastic lineup of titles coming to the PlayStation 4, and with the upcoming launch of the PlayStation 5, we are truly looking forward to a year of celebration with fans." The point is, Sony are not turning up, and that's kind of like vague. There's no real reason there, just that, it kind of doesn't line up with our plans. It almost makes you wonder why they're even justifying it in the first place. Another bit of spittle went everywhere there.
I think it's fully just they've had a little taste of what life can be like without E3 as their revealing place, and are enjoying doing their own thing, which is fair enough. I feel like they've come so far and grown so much. Like even Microsoft the other day, Matt Booty was like, PlayStation doing really well, aren't they? Like, it's just been really nice,
isn't it?
Yeah. So they can go out on their own and grow and fly the nest and spread their wings and do their little fledgling. They're not fledglings anymore. They're full-grown owls, but like they're flying around. So I don't think it's a bad thing for them to say we don't want to do E3 anymore and do our own thing, because even at E3 last year, their presence was still felt by all of the different sales booths they had on. They had little experience booths. They had loads of other stuff with third-party games as well. So it's not like they're not at E3. Sony and PlayStation are 100% there.
I think it's just the face of E3 is changing. Sony wasn't the only company that kind of bowed out last year. EA had a significantly lowered, impression on the conference overall. They don't even have their own E3 conference anymore. They do their EA Play, which is around the same time as the event, so they can kind of, capitalize on its coattails, as it were, but they're not necessarily there. And I just think that's where the gaming industry is at the moment. We've got Nintendo doing the excellent Nintendo Directs every couple of months to keep people excited, and Sony just doesn't need E3, which might sound big or might sound arrogant, but when they go to E3, Microsoft is always going to be there. Phil Spencer actually released a tweet confirming that they have exciting plans for this year's E3. They will be there, they will be showing everything off. But if Sony was there as well, all they're doing really is competing for the spotlight, when they could just have their own weekend like they've done previously with PSX or the PlayStation Experience event, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and just have the entire weekend or week to themselves and grab headlines and really show off what they've been working towards. And that might just be the future. E3 seems a bit like a relic. I think someone compared it to a sort of more of a networking event than anything else, where you can distribute your games, whereas now it's just this big hype press thing, and it's not unique anymore.
I don't know, I think it's a nice event. It's a really lovely event for people to interact. It's definitely a networking. Everyone goes and talks to each other. There's unpublished games and people that can sell stuff as well. And it feels like a big experience sort of event and like a celebration of gamers and the gaming, rather than big reveals and all that sort of thing anymore. And I think whilst it is good to have those reveals and have those exciting set pieces and big like shout outs and all that sort of thing, it's just, look, have something new.
It's like, as a fan, I love E3. If I was Sony, I can see why they wouldn't need it, but as someone who enjoys the hype of games and loves, shamelessly getting all in on these trailers that probably won't reflect the finished products, I like having that to look forward to as, someone who enjoys games and someone who just doesn't comment on them, as we do for the job. And to lose that would suck if that was replaced by something else. I think it's just in general and in culture and media, we're moving towards this space where brands are getting these loyal fan bases. and they're just catering to them now, which is quite good. But also, it's almost like isolationist, isn't it?
It's like privatization of all the games,
isn't it? A little bit.
The thing, I really enjoy that they can do their own thing and have their own big expo places, and again, spread their wings, do their own stuff, and experiment with their own brand. And having E3 as somewhere where everyone can go and celebrate and talk and enjoy big, exciting moments without necessarily the reveals, I still think is a really important thing. But everyone having their own little idea of how they can present stuff is also nice. I think PlayStation doing that is good. I know we're saying the same thing over and over here, but I feel like it's just nice that PlayStation have got to the point where they can do that, because you see where games have come from and where they grow and something, and I'm just excited for the future of them.
Well, Ash, there may be a deeper reason why they're not doing E3, because obviously they have revealed that the PlayStation 5 is real. We've seen that swanky logo. We did a very good video dissecting it that I really enjoyed the comments on.
We really deeply dissected it.
But apparently this is because they're gearing up for some kind of mysterious event where they're going to show off the PlayStation 5 in full, like they did in 2013. They have announced that let me get this right, Experience PlayStation event is taking place right now, and it is going to end on February 16th, but nobody really knows what that actually entails. According to Sony on the official website, it is to, again, celebrate 25 years of play with a collection of titles on PS4 and PSVR. But what makes this particularly interesting is the kind of low-key nature of it, combined with recent rumors which suggest that Sony have been gearing up for a full PlayStation 5 unveiling on February the 12th, I think, which corroborates actually a video we did ages ago, like late last year, where we said the same thing and everyone's like, nah, it's just a leak, don't pay any attention to it. But that date keeps popping up, and the fact that they've got this, the fact that a bunch of Sony executives are all together in, I think they're in San Francisco at the moment, and the fact that in 2013 Sony announced the PlayStation 4 in February at New York, and this event is in February in New York. I feel like that Charlie Day, it's always Sony putting the pieces together, but there's got to be something in this. Please.
Well, Josh, you know what? It was on the Sony website and not PlayStation. So here's the other side of this.
Break my heart. All you do in these videos, Ash, is genuinely break my heart. I get excited about something, and you come in with the facts.
I was trying to do a baseball bat, but it's two bats.
Two bats. Rounders? I don't know.
Take that.
Badminton.
Right, anyway, it's on the Sony's website, not PlayStation, so there's going to be a big PlayStation event and a big, get everyone involved, come and see the new PlayStation. Oh my god, drop. I feel like they'd be harnessing the PlayStation brand a little bit more, and obviously it is a PlayStation experience event, but that it's run purely by Sony and not having it on the PlayStation site as their main point of reference feels a little bit
I agree.
Suspicious.
I agree. But also, Ash, at the same time, if I was Sony, and at the moment the PlayStation, brand and the PlayStation division is making so much money compared to their other divisions, you would maybe want to, jump on board that, do a little Sony event and have a bunch of other Sony products, in the periphery, and then maybe that's why it's been so low key, because then they can enjoy that without taking, the focus away from a potential PlayStation 5. Again, I'm just, being a massive what do you even call them? Conspiracy theorist. That's
I don't know.
Got my tongue tied.
Call me a cynic. I feel like they would. Excuse me. I don't want you to call me. I think if they know that there's money to be made and fans to be capitalised on, there's going to be this big event that's going to have loads of press. It's going to have loads of people who are involved and want to talk about it for the rest of the year until it's released. They would be doing things a bit more loudly, I think, and on different channels, and it would be reverberating a lot more than it is right now. As much as it would be nice for them to do a secret drop and go full Cloverfield paradox, be like, oh, it's out, whoo, that would be nice, but I don't think it's realistic from a business standpoint.
I do think you're onto something there, though, Ash, and I think it is kind of stupid, or perhaps not stupid, but perhaps a bit foolish on my behalf to compare the Sony of 2020 to the Sony of 2013, because this entire generation has been completely different to what we've had before, and the way that they've been announced through interviews with Mark Cerny and Wired, and the way they've kind of just released a logo and not come out with the big album drop like they did before does suggest a different approach. But at the same time, there's only so many months left in this year. We know that the games console is coming out in holiday 2020. We know that they're not going to be at E3, which suggests, hopefully, that they're going to do an event before that, and they need to get out at least around the same time or before Microsoft, and they're going to be at E3, so I'm putting the dots together, so why not just do it at this gigantic event.
They could, but E3 is still a while away. E3 is still a while away. They got as much time as they want to refine, to sort out, do whatever they want until E3, and do it just before or around the same time. So they have the little barb of taking away from the Xbox reveal if they do it at the same sort of time. it's whether they're going to be nice or not, isn't it? It's whether they're going to give them breathing room. With Matt Booty being so lovely about PlayStation, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
And then perhaps maybe it'll be in this early release in the February time. Otherwise, they're going to go business, practical, try and undercut and do it at the same sort of time. Be like, what are you going to choose?
I wonder whether this is sort of intentional by Sony, right? Because they've kept their cards close to their chest for over a year now, and they've gotten people like me to do these videos and kind of go into these mad theories and get excited and get talking about what they're going to be doing in such small detail by going off small rumors.
The PS5 logo.
Is that the PS5 logo? Is that like an intentional sort of marketing approach by Sony, or is it or are they literally just trying to keep things close to their chest and not play their cards until they're ready? Because it seems like a weird thing to drip feed information like this, but at the same time, maybe that's working? I
have no idea. The main thing we know is that they're not at E3 and they're having an event. I just said and spread then. You've infected me with the spit virus.
Give and take.
But yeah, they're not going to be at E3. They're doing this event. Whether the correlation is there, that the PS5 will be lurking in the corners of this whole amalgamation of information, you let us know. Let us know in the comment section below what you think.
Whoa,
oh my God, I
so close.
Got through that sentence. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about this lovely news. And in the meantime, you can follow Josh at
Josh Broom with 2 O's.
And you can follow me at Ash Millman. I'm going to go and practice my speaking in the mirror.
And I'm just going to spit all over everything.
Yeah, and then we're going to go play some PlayStation. So have a nice day. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.